Hello everyone and welcome to this video tutorial where I will show you how I made the Space Marines bikes you just saw. I find that the bikes kit from GW is pretty dated and quite static, so I decided to show how to give them some character and to make them fairly unique. Everything on this list is what you need to make your own conversions. So one of the first things you need to do is to cut the front forks off using a knife and just trim out all of the excess. As you can see, I'm just assembling the main body of the bike, the front forks, just so that I can get it ready for repositioning. As you can see, I can rotate the front forks so that they can be repositioned to fit whatever side turning circle you want. Now what I'm going to do here is replace the legs with some Mark III power armour. So don't have to be neat with this, I'm being quite brutal using some clippers. Just cut the legs off and then use a knife to shave off the knees so that you can replace the lower legs. Just do a check just to see where the leg's going to go. And then use a knife to carefully cut the lower leg off from the Mark III power armour. We don't want to be cutting that up too badly, otherwise it might not fit. Just trim away the excess that we don't need, just cutting around where the knee joint is. As you can see, I go back to the clippers to take huge chunks of the legs off. This is to save time from trying to trim it down with a knife. I know roughly how much material I need to take off, so it's easy to just cut it off with some clippers. Just do a dry fit and make sure that it'll work. Just keep going backwards and forwards to make sure that it fits just right. Never ever just glue something into place, dry fit it repeatedly to make sure that it will go into place when you're doing any kind of conversion. Otherwise, and I'm speaking from experience here, you will ruin a model. And I'm just cutting an angle away here so that the knee actually folds on the leg armour there, and so that it can be folded, and so it can look like the biker is leaning over. This will give him a natural appearance on the bike. And now I'm gluing everything into place. This can be a little worrisome when you're doing, as if you get it wrong at this stage, you've ruined your model. So now I'm going to glue the handlebars into place, and this will allow me to really line up the front forks to make sure that they look where they're supposed to go. And I'm also going to start assembling part of the body. So you can see I'm angling the bike over. This gives it a natural appearance when it turns, so it looks like it's moving into the turn, and that way when the Space Marine swings his chainsword, it looks like he's about to decapitate someone or eviscerate someone, and just generally look really nasty. Now I'm just gluing the bike into place. I've used some blue tack to hold it into the position that I want it to be in. This will help hold the bike steady and stop it from falling all over the place. This can be a very fiddly part of the conversion, so be patient with it. So one of the things you'll have noticed that I've done is pin the bike in the base here. Now I didn't video this because I forgot to turn my camera on, but essentially I needed to pin it into place because when I tested it out the bike was still very loose, so pinning worked best. Now I'm just assembling the torso of this biker, just putting him into the right position. So I brought out these pieces because I'm going to blue tack them into place just to show how the biker will look when he's finished. But this will also help me gauge where the backpack spacing should be, so that while the model is still slightly soft, I can move it into position and it takes a bit better shape when I assemble it later on. As you can see, that's a bit fiddly and I've had to really force it in, but overall it works. This is the second biker that I've made. I've had him so that he's standing, leaning over with his bike at rest. He's attacking something. And as you can see, I need to use some green stuff to fill in the hole there, which is what I'm going to show you how to do next. So just take the body off. And as you can see in the groin area, I need to green stuff that as well. Something you'll also note is the foot. I used the standard biker foot, cut off the original foot that was on that leg to reposition it. So to begin with, I'm just pushing the green stuff into place. I'm just blocking in at this point. It's easier to do that than try and add all the detail now while the putty is still really soft. As you can see, I'm just starting to cut in a couple of shapes just to get the position of the green stuff where I want it, but it's still very rough at this stage. Just cutting in the shape of the armour and the pipes, and you'll notice that I've just scraped off some of what I've put on, but it's just because I didn't like it at the time. Working with green stuff is it's tricky. You have to keep going backwards and forwards with it to make it do what you want it to do. Now I'm starting to cut in some details in the hip, make it look like the tubing. Now this doesn't have to be perfect because the torso is going to hide most of it, because I used a Mark II Space Marine torso and the belt guard bit covers that up. Now I'm going to redo the armour from before, so I'm just going to push in some green stuff, flatten it out and try and smooth it against the leg so it looks natural, it looks like part of the armour. You'll notice I use a lot of rounded tools. Rounded tools are really good for planishing. They help smooth out the putty, and you can press in with them to flatten everything out. Really handy tools. And that's what it looks like when it's done. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and comment, and if you feel so inclined, please subscribe. If there are any criticisms that you have, please share them below in the comment section, just don't be rude about it. Thank you very much, till then all the best.